Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Robyn-Gram Barclay, author of the wonderful My Good Friend Ted series. We'll be chatting about the second book in the series, the sequel in the Ocean of Colour. And yes, that's sequel spelt with an S-E-A, as well as the inspiration behind the stories and the important themes at their heart. Hi, Robyn.
Hello, hi Michelle.
You very kindly agreed to answer some questions. So I'd like to start by asking you. This is the second book in your My Good Friend Ted series. And for viewers who may not be familiar with Ted yet, what inspired you to create him and the world he lives in?
So the My Good Friend Ted series, the picture book series, was inspired by my son Daniel at the age of 6. Given his love for sea creatures and in particular the blue whale and pretty much anything to do with the ocean, I had written a poem in 2019 just about a blue whale named Ted, but he happened to be red. And I decided to workshop the poem with my students in 2021. So it was, a couple of years later. The students were between the ages of 4 and 7, and I was just trying to gauge the audience reception and which, what the story or the poem would be best suited for. I received favorable feedback from that age group, so I decided to go full speed ahead and create this poem into a picture book, and then the series took off for the next 4 years, and that's how Ted came about.
Fantastic. And your story explores themes of kindness, respect, diversity, and acceptance. Why were these particularly important for you to highlight?
So the themes about kindness and respect, diversity, acceptance of those who are different, and teamwork are particularly important and positive themes for children who are just beginning to establish friendships and engage in socialization with other children in an array of different situations, be it at school, in sports teams, productions, performances. And I feel these are significant qualities, attitudes, and behaviors to develop, which I feel are necessary to navigate when interacting with people from all walks of life. And this pretty much leads them to the aim of becoming genuinely peaceful, kind, and good human beings.
And
Mhm.
the message that you hope to spread to young readers and perhaps even adults. um, what do you want them to most take away from the books on Ted's journey?
So, in Ted's journey, in particular, through the ocean of color, the main theme is accepting those who are different. And in this case, it touches on race and just being a different color. The message encourages people of all ages to see past the color of skin, rather towards what is inside. And Ted is the grand protector of the sea, and his color doesn't define him as a being. The way he treats his friends and cares for others is what makes his character inside so special and beloved, and I feel what matters the most.
Fantastic message to take away. And alongside writing the TED books, you also create the artwork. Can you tell us a bit about that process? Which usually comes first? Is it the words or the illustrations?
So, I had originally started as an illustrator, creating the imagery for two books by other authors. I love to write and thought, hey, why don't I put both of my passions together to create my own stories? I always start with establishing the context and the text. The illustrations always support the story. Unfortunately, I can't capture each word in my pictures and in the illustrations, so I just have to make sure that the pictures tell an equally effective story that enhances the text. I begin with drawing out my images by hand, tracing the images with multicolor pens like Sharpies, and then painting traditionally with my trusty paintbrush and watercolor paints. I personally feel more connected to the illustrations when I see the images unfold on the paper in front of me and by my own hand of pencil, pen, paintbrush, and paint. Maybe at some point I'll venture off into the digital world, but right now this is what really bonds me to my illustrations to help tell my story.
They come across beautifully.
Thank
And
you.
the two more books in the series following My Good Friend Ted, The Sequel in the Ocean of Colour. Can you tell us a bit about what readers can expect from those without giving too much away?
So the next two books in the series, we have My Good Friend Ted, the sequel, The Ocean of Color, and then we have Ted's Tale of the Tangled Up Whale, and what is being seen as the prequel, The Red Whale Tale Begins. And the Ted's Tale of the Tangled Up Whale and the Red Whale Tale Begins, they focus on Ted and his friends who are on another adventure, but they encounter some challenging adventures actually in the ocean that have an impact on their livelihood. Ocean threats and dangers to marine life are very real and pertinent in this present day. So, by introducing readers to these particular themes, it will hopefully spark some awareness and inquiry into how we can continue to keep our oceans and environment clean and safe while exercising teamwork and being kind, respectful, helpful, and accepting citizens of the world. So those character traits are kind of transferred into the characters in the book, in the stories. So hopefully they'll help guide children or, people of all ages, how to keep our world just being a safer and cleaner and better place.
Thank you for sharing that, Robin. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you today and hearing more about Ted and your work. And if you'd like to find out more about Robin and My Good Friend Ted series, you can visit us at Chapters and Chai in Stockton-on-Tees, where we'll be hosting a book signing event on Friday, the 24th of April from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you can't attend in person, the books are also available on our website at thebookdragon.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you enjoy discovering Ted's journey. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you. Enjoy.